should be happy. Why am I right?
Wait, no.
After a heated altercation with Floyd that left Tank in the hospital, Tank has finally given a heated response to Floyd. From training together to being one of the biggest boxing rivalries of the decade, these two are now planning to settle everything in the ring.
Who got the highest game?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
We were.
The tension between Davis and Mayweather has been building for a long time, with both men exchanging heated words and public insults.
I want to touch on is the Floyd situation, you know. Floyd is Floyd. That's like I say, Tank is Tank, man. But at the end of the day, you know, the man is chasing great.
Dan hasn't been shy about challenging Mayweather's legacy and authority in the boxing world, and recently Tank went as far as threatening to knock Floyd out, a challenge that many thought would lead to a high-profile bout in the ring. However, things took a darker turn when Mayweather and Tank attacked each other outside the ring, catching the young fighter off guard and leaving him injured.
The beef with him, then be cool with him, because he can do some crazy stuff.
From his hospital bed, Davis finally broke his silence, delivering a message that was short but packed with fury. He couldn't handle the truth, so he tried to take me out. Floyd, you're a coward. This ain't over. Guy got so personal when I said he broke. This just proves it. He now even wants to take fights with YouTubers, not even boxers, Tank added. And he's got a point. As one of the most recognized faces on the planet, retired boxer Floyd Mayweather makes headlines with every move he makes. This is especially true when it comes to the potential next fight for the undefeated 50-0 boxer. Ever since returning to boxing in a retired capacity, Floyd fought Conor McGregor in one of the highest-grossing fights ever and continued to fight another 7 times. Among his most famous opponents, we have people like Logan Paul or John Gotti III. That most recent fight against Gotti ended in a brawl that almost turned into a tragedy. But it seems Floyd is searching for his next opponent in Great Britain, specifically a famous actor from the islands. The rise in which Mayweather is chasing these money fights just might prove Tank's words that he might be broke. Floyd Mayweather, known for his lavish lifestyle, extravagant spending, and endless wealth, has always had a reputation for flaunting his riches. He once famously claimed, "I make smart investments, I own real estate, I own skyscrapers," painting a picture of a man who would never have to worry about money again.
McGregor using that jab and a straight left hand. He hasn't landed that punch that much.
However, in recent years, as he continues to chase these exhibition bouts, some within the boxing community, including his former protege Gervonta "Tank" Davis, have speculated that Mayweather might be running low on funds. The frequency and nature of these fights, especially against non-boxers, have raised eyebrows and led to questions about whether the former champ's financial empire is as secure as he once claimed.
Money made all day. You know, right here, a light million. Over there, counting up another million over there.
After the McGregor fight, which raked in over $300 million for Mayweather, many thought that would be the final chapter in his storied career. However, the allure of easy money and the chance to win the spotlight proved too tempting for Floyd to resist. He went on to fight kickboxer Tenshin Nasukawa in Japan, YouTuber Logan Paul, and more recently John Gotti III. These fights, while profitable, have been criticized as sideshows rather than legitimate boxing matches. They are far removed from the days when Mayweather was fighting elite-level competition in the sport, yet the financial incentive remains, and so does Mayweather's willingness to step into the ring.
He was like, I gotta do that.
A lot of people don't know that what Floyd do. He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh, like
he was going at me. He was going at me.
But it gets even more interesting from here. The latest potential opponent for Mayweather, as revealed by boxing promoter Eddie Hearn, is British hip-hop artist Bugsy Malone, whose real name is Aaron Daniel Davis.
He's not fighting the ring off stuff when he's talking like this. There's a lead right hand in round 6.
According to Malone, Floyd Mayweather Sr. was the one who spotted him in a workout video and suggested the potential fight to his son. The rapper shared this revelation during an appearance on Eddie Hearn's No Passion, No Point podcast, where he recounted how the approach happened. Initially, Bugsy didn't believe Floyd wanted to fight him. He thought it was a joke or some kind of mix-up, but when he realized the offer was genuine, he quickly changed his tune and started negotiations.
How easy it is for him to come in. He caught that left a little bit. Now all of a sudden Floyd starts getting serious. Like, okay, I got touched. He didn't do much to me.
Malone's description of the situation is telling. He said, Now I've turned down a few boxing matches because a lot of what's going on now in the boxing space is like the YouTube boxing thing. I'm not really interested in stepping into it. So I was like, okay, who's your client? And he's like, Floyd Mayweather. Flipping changed the whole conversation. Before I even thought of, hold on, am I getting my head punched in there all night long? I just said, yeah. He said, Floyd Sr. likes your physique. He said you look strong. So then we start talking to them about the weight. Like, what do you want me to weigh on tonight? And they're like, yeah, you can come in heavier. And I thought, flipping heck, that gives me a puncher's. This willingness to fight virtually anyone with a significant following or name recognition rather than a legitimate contender has fueled the speculation that Mayweather might be financially strapped. Tank Davis, who was once under Mayweather's promotional banner, has hinted at this possibility in the past. Davis's words, combined with Mayweather's actions, paint a picture of a man who might be trying to maintain his lifestyle through these exhibition fights. While Mayweather has always been known for his love of money, the frequency and nature of these bouts suggest that there might be more to his motivations than just a love for the sport or the desire to. The proposed fight with Bugsy Malone is just the latest in a series of unconventional matchups that Mayweather has pursued. While the fight might attract attention and sell pay-per-views, it raises further questions about why Mayweather continues to seek out these kinds of fights. The possibility of Mayweather facing off against a rapper rather than a trained boxer is indicative of a trend that many believe is diluting the sport. While these exhibition matches can be entertaining, they do little to advance the sport of boxing itself. Critics argue that Mayweather's pursuit of these money fights is tarnishing his legacy, reducing him from one of the greatest boxers of all time to a carnival attraction. And yet, despite the criticism, the money continues to flow in, and Mayweather continues to fight. For Mayweather, the attraction of easy money and the chances to stay in the spotlight might be too strong to resist. But as he continues down this path, the questions about his financial stability will only grow louder. And as much as we might expect a fight with a rapper, we should also be expecting a rematch with Manny. Their 2015 showdown was one of the most anticipated and lucrative fights in the sport's history, finally bringing an end to years of speculation and debate about who would reign supreme. The fight was a massive success, generating over £500 million and solidifying Mayweather's place as one of the greatest boxers of all time with his victory over Pacquiao. However, even with that monumental event behind them, the story of Mayweather and Pacquiao is far from over. In the years since their historic bout, both fighters have transitioned into different phases of their careers. Mayweather, now 47, has pivoted to exhibition matches, often facing opponents from different combat sports, including martial artists and YouTube personalities. Pacquiao, 45, initially retired after his loss to Denis Ugas in 2021, but the lure of the ring has kept him on the fringe of a comeback. Both men have continued to capture the public's imagination, leading to ongoing speculation about a possible rematch. Davis's words, combined with Mayweather's actions, paint a picture of a man who might be trying to maintain his lifestyle through these exhibition fights. While Mayweather has always been known for his love of money, the frequency and nature of these bouts suggest that there might be more to his motivations than just a love for the sport or the desire to. The proposed fight with Bugsy Malone is just the latest in a series of unconventional matchups that Mayweather has pursued. While the fight might attract attention and sell pay-per-views, it raises further questions about why Mayweather continues to seek out these kinds of fights. Interestingly, the Japanese MMA promotion Rizin, known for its flair and spectacle, could be the key player in making this rematch a reality. Mayweather has already established a relationship with Rizin, having fought twice under their banner, securing knockout victories against martial artists. Pacquiao just recently stepped into the same arena for his own Rizin debut against ex-kickboxing champion Rukia Ano. This bout was seen as more than just a return to the ring for Pacquiao. It was a stepping stone towards rekindling his rivalry with Mayweather. BY Rizin's promoter Nobuyuki Sakakibara had hinted at the possibility of a rematch, but with a significant caveat. It would likely be an exhibition, not a professional bout. This stipulation is crucial as it aligns with Mayweather's current stance on competitive fighting. Sakakibara revealed in an interview with Sunsport that while Mayweather has no interest in returning to real competitive bouts, Pacquiao remains keen on the idea of a rematch. According to Sakakibara, "I wouldn't be surprised if anything happens these days, so the possibility is still there."
Anytime you go to the Olympics and you fight against the best, And you know, you fight against guys like Manny Pacquiao and Canelo, and you fight, you know, I fought Gotti before, but I fought Arturo Gotti.
For Mayweather, exhibitions are a low-risk, high-reward venture. They allow him to remain active and in the public eye without jeopardizing his pristine 50-0 record. His exhibitions have drawn large crowds and hefty paychecks, but they've also been more about entertainment than serious competition. This makes the idea of a rematch with Pacquiao in an exhibition setting all the more plausible. Pacquiao, on the other hand, has flirted with retirement but never fully embraced it. His defeat to Ugas may have prompted him to step away, but the fire still burns. The WBC's controversial decision to open the door for him to challenge welterweight champion Mario Barros was proof of his enduring appeal and ability. While Pacquiao might use his upcoming exhibition with Ampo as a tune-up, there's a real possibility that he's gearing up for something bigger. Sakakibara is acutely aware of the stakes and the potential that a Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch holds. He noted that much depended on Pacquiao's performance against Ampo. Should Pacquiao impress, it could create the necessary momentum to make the rematch a reality. As Sakakibara stated, depending on the result and his performance in his upcoming fight, we need to assess the market to see if his return would make sense. The idea of a rematch, even in an exhibition format, is interesting for fans. The first fight, despite its massive financial success, left many feeling underwhelmed. Mayweather's defensive masterclass, while effective, was not the explosive battle some had hoped for. An exhibition rematch could offer a different dynamic, free from the constraints and pressures of professional competition. It could be an opportunity for both fighters to showcase their skills in a more relaxed setting, perhaps delivering the kind of action that was missing in their first encounter. Furthermore, the rematch could also serve as a swan song for both fighters. For Mayweather, it would be another chance to remind the world of his unbeaten status, albeit in a more playful environment. For Pacquiao, it could be a final curtain call, allowing him to exit the sport on his terms with one last high-profile bout against his greatest rival. And of course, everything depends on timing. As Sakakibara pointed out, it all comes down to the timing, and when everything aligns perfectly, I'm sure that a rematch will happen. The stars may yet align, bringing Mayweather and Pacquiao back into the ring for one more dance. This time, the stakes might be different, the atmosphere less intense, but the intrigue and excitement will undoubtedly be just as high. However, what we're sure of is that the split between Mayweather and Tank was actually something that was needed. Even Bernard Hopkins himself said so. While the drama continues to unfold, boxing legend Bernard Hopkins has stepped into the fray, offering strong words of praise for Davis's decision to distance himself from Mayweather. Hopkins, never one to mince words, sees Tank's move as not only smart but necessary, especially in light of the recent violent confrontation. Bernard Hopkins, one of the most revered figures in boxing, didn't hold back his admiration for Davis during a recent interview. Tank did what he had to do. Sometimes to save your career, you got to break those chains, Hopkins said, alluding to the control he believes Mayweather had over Davis. Floyd's been holding him back, and Tank knew it. He made the right call to put himself first. Hopkins, a former two-weight world champion with a storied career spanning 2 decades, understands the importance of making bold moves in the sport. Now a key figure at Golden Boy Promotions, Hopkins is no stranger to the politics and power plays that dominate the boxing world. He had to break away from the chains from someone he still respects and respected. Then, Hopkins continued speaking to Fight Hub. Tank knew deep down that sticking with Floyd was going to hold him back. It's tough, no doubt, but he had to put his career first. This is a young man who knows what he wants, and he's not afraid to go after it. Tank wants to do the fight, Hopkins emphasized. He's not just sitting around waiting for things to happen. He's making them happen. That's what champions do. They take control of their destiny, and that's exactly what Tank is doing right now. The altercation between Davis and Mayweather only adds to the drama surrounding this decision. As details of the fight continue to emerge, it's clear that the tension between the two had been building for some time. Davis's move to leave Mayweather Promotions, which some saw as controversial, now seems more justified than ever, especially with Hopkins backing him up. Hopkins didn't shy away from adding some heat to his words, subtly taking a jab at Mayweather. Floyd had his time, and no one can take that away from him, Hopkins said, his tone sharp. But this is a new era, and Tank is part of that. He's got to make his own name, and he can't do that living in Floyd's shadow. This altercation just proves what Tank already knew. Floyd was never going to let him shine on his OWN in Hopkins' eyes. Davis's decision to part ways with Mayweather was not just about money or fame. It was about survival in a brutal sport. Once you get one chance to go around a career and take the chance to box for 20 years like Bernard Hopkins, you can't risk that, Hopkins said. reflecting on his own legendary career. Tank knows he's got to strike while the iron's hot. You don't get a second chance in this game. With Davis recovering from his injuries and the boxing world eagerly awaiting his next move, Bernard Hopkins' words make sense. Tank's decision to leave Mayweather may have been controversial, but Hopkins sees it as the right choice for a fighter who is determined to carve out his own legacy. Tank's got the talent, the drive, and now he's got the freedom to be his own man. Hopkins concluded, "This altercation is just a bump in the road. Tank's on the right path, and he's not looking back." Gervonta Davis recently stirred up the boxing world by claiming that he has more money now than Floyd Mayweather Jr. had at the same stage in his career. Davis made this bold statement while promoting his upcoming fight against Frank Martin, his first since his victory over Ryan Garcia last year. That fight, which saw Davis stop Garcia with a body shot, sold over 1.2 million pay-per-views and generated over $20 million in live gate revenue, making it the highest-grossing event of 2023.
We're working on it. Actually, supposedly this is coming December, but we're still working on it, but hoping for that exhibition match.
Davis's success has solidified his status as one of the leading faces of boxing. He recently announced a 6-7 fight deal that reportedly surpasses the $200 million contract Mayweather signed with Showtime in 2013 when he was 29 years old. Davis, now 29 himself, is clearly proud of his achievements and confident in his position within the sport. While Davis's remarks are proof of his growing influence and success, they could also be seen as a challenge to Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather, known for his competitive nature and pride in his legacy, might feel the need to respond to Davis's claims, especially given their close relationship and history as mentor and protege. The suggestion that Davis has outdone him financially at the same age could fuel Mayweather's desire to reassert his dominance, either through his own ventures or by further guiding Davis's career.
So, of course, if I was Manny Pacquiao, would I be chasing Floyd Mayweather to do an exhibition to get a good payday? Absolutely I will.
Perhaps this is why Mayweather feels challenged by Tank, and this is why all this is happening between these two. Either way, we've seen Tank say that he will soon knock Floyd, so let's see if the time comes when this happens. But if it does, do you think Tank can take out Floyd? And do you even think this fight will happen? Share your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. See you in the next one.